As INFJs, we often struggle with saying no. We either feel guilty or we think it's going to be rude. We feel like we're disrespecting the other person. There's so many emotions coming at us, and we feel we have to say yes in order to make the other person feel good. But what if I told you that saying no isn't just a matter of boundaries and being empowered and getting what you want, but you're also going to be understood. You're going to be seen, maybe for the first time ever. And it's your ability to say no that's going to make all of this happen. Here's a quick thing you can do right away. So if you're in a situation where somebody wants something from you and you have this urge of saying, sort of, but you can't, just say the following. Let me get back to you. Let me check my calendar. Let me see if I can do this. So in this moment, you give yourself the opportunity to take a step back, to really gather yourself, to feel your emotions and your energy first and foremost, and then you can react. It will make a huge difference, and you don't even have to confront yourself with the biggest fears you have in that moment, which are, oh, I'm a bad person, people are going to abandon me, or whatever it may be. So try it out, it will make a huge difference. I can tell you from my personal experience, I was somebody who always apologized, who always said yes. I said yes when friends wanted me to hang out when I didn't want to. I said yes when people wanted me to stay at events longer that I didn't want to. I said yes to speaking with relatives on the phone that I didn't feel like speaking to. But it's my obligation, right? As a good niece or as a good granddaughter or whatever it may be. I know those feelings. But now it is all changed. If I want to leave a function, I leave. And my friends know this about me and they don't question me. My relatives know that I'm just not going to talk to them if I don't have the time or if I don't feel like it. I'm not making them feel like it's a normal thing that I'm going to talk to them whenever they want to, because it's not something I want to begin with. Sometimes those things happen because I was just drained and I felt bad, but I had to do it anyway. But other things I did very deliberately. I decided I didn't want to talk to people. I decided that I didn't want to stay at some events, some birthday parties, some celebrations for more than an hour because I didn't feel good at that moment. I was drained. I was bored. I just wanted to leave. And when I tapped into it, when I learned to say no, not only did people respect me for it, more so, they actually got to know me. They understood me. They understood my real vulnerabilities. They understood the weaknesses that I had. And through that, they actually embraced me for the first time. So don't feel like saying no is making other people uncomfortable. It may be the case, but it's still part of who you are. Making another person uncomfortable shouldn't be your first concern. Your first concern should always be, am I making myself uncomfortable? And once you lean into it, once you learn how to say no, and today I'm going to lean into 3 ways you can do this, like things you can just pick up, you can write down on a paper, and you can practice this all the time, and you'll see how easy it will become. It will be a go-to thing, and then you won't even have to think about those things. But I promise you, once you do those things, you're not only going to feel more empowered, you're going to have more energy for everything you want to do, but on top of that, you'll actually feel seen and understood, because saying no is actually one of the best ways for people to get to know the real you. It's not you sacrificing everything. It's not you doing whatever you need in order to make another person comfortable that's going to make you feel seen. It's actually the other way around. Before we go deeper into why saying no is such a game changer, I want to quickly remind you that the next INFJ Epic Life Bootcamp launches October 26th. This is a 6-week transformational journey tailored towards INFJs specifically, where we learn how to set boundaries, how to reclaim our power, and create the life we always wanted. If that resonates with you, check out all the links in the description, get the free poster on the topic, and definitely sign up for the waiting list to get access to the early bird prize. So everything you might want to know, you can find in the links in the description. Saying no is something INFJs feel very conflicted about, right? This isn't just about, oh, I don't want people to reject me, or I don't want people to feel bad. We also don't want to let people down. We feel responsible for their emotions. It's like in our hands, we can help them right there, we can make them feel good, and we deliberately want to choose to make them unhappy. It feels like it's in our hands, and it's so easy to make them feel good in the moment, but it's such a slippery slope. And if we're not careful and we say yes to everything, we just won't have enough energy left to even realize what we really want, to go towards the things we really want and stand up for the things that really matter to us. And guess what? When we say yes to everything and we don't say no to anything, our yeses don't mean that much either. So today I want to talk to you not only why saying no is such a strength, but how it will actually help you to feel seen, to be understood, and to feel connected like you never had before. So let's talk about 3 things things that you can start using today that will make the biggest shifts in your life. You can use them deliberately in the beginning in whatever situation you get into, and with time you'll recognize how this will just become your go-to thing. So the first thing that you can do in order to practice this, because this really is all about practice, you have to think of it like this. If you've been used to saying yes to everything and not caring about what matters to you most, or if you even care about it, then you've just numbed yourself down. I've given this example many times that I used to go to the movies back then when people still used to go to the movies, and I really didn't care what we wanted to watch. My friends could decide, and it was like really up to them. It didn't make much of a difference to me. But then I changed my perspective on it, and I had to put myself in situations where I said, what if I had to make a choice? So changing this mindset will make a big difference. And in order to make it very practical for you, I really encourage you to do this with small situations. So we're talking about the movies. We're talking about, what do we want to eat? Tell yourself, if I had to make a choice, what would it be? And really put it out there. Make it that you say, no matter what, I'm going to fight for my opinion. Just as a practice. Maybe I don't care, but what if I did care? So if your friend wants to go to a restaurant, think about what kind of restaurant you want to go to. And then put both options up there. Maybe you can find a compromise together, but don't be the one to back off just because you care less. Yes, we don't want to get into a fight over this, but practice caring about what you want. Make it a habit for your mind to care about what it wants, to really listen to that voice so it can be something that pops up when it's about big things. So really start with the small things that are not going to make such a big difference in your life. Don't start with huge conversations about going on a vacation with your relatives that you actually don't want to take, but you feel obligated to, or maybe going and seeing your relatives on holidays. If this is a big issue for you, don't start with that. Start with small things, practice saying no, feel bad about it. Like, I understand it's still not going to be comfortable, but just write it out. With time, you'll recognize that it doesn't even feel that bad. You'll get used to it. And after a while, it's not going to feel bad at all. It will just be a very normal answer, and you're not going to think twice about it. The second thing you can take with you is the fact that you don't need to explain yourself. As INFJs, we often feel the obligation to explain why we want to leave. So let's say you don't want to stay at a birthday celebration for longer. Then there are those excuses like, I have to get up early in the morning, I feel really drained, or there's just so much I have to do and that's why I need to leave earlier. Or maybe there's some other excuses that are just made up, as in, oh, I need to take that person home because they're feeling sick, or whatever it may be. Those excuses are not necessary. Our goal is, at the end of the day, to say, I'm leaving now, for example, or no, I don't feel like talking to you about this, or, this is bringing me down. We don't want to be rude. I get that. You don't have to blatantly tell a person, I think you're boring, that's why I'm leaving, or you're draining me, I don't want to listen to that. But there are certain things you can use as go-to answers and aim to not explain yourself, or at least over-explain yourself. For example, let's say you have a relative who calls you and constantly tells you about something that is not going right in their life. Make it a habit to say, I understand you're going through something, but I just don't have the capacity for that right now. I'm really, really sorry, but I have a lot going on right now and I can't take this on. You don't have to explain what that is. You're the one who decides what is too much for you. For me, there's so many situations who are too much for me, who aren't too much for other people. My mom is an ESFJ, for example. She can take on a lot more of people's emotional stuff that I can and still feel comfortable around it. I don't have to explain myself. You just say it. And you will get some reactions. I've had this myself where people reacted to me in a way of, oh, you're so spoiled, or, you're having this like easy life, or you're like that incapable of taking on anything that's difficult. Yeah, I've had those reactions, but those reactions have nothing to do with you. It's just that now you're setting boundaries that make other people uncomfortable, or maybe they see you as a mirror and recognize that you saying no reminds them how often they're saying yes to situations that they don't feel like doing, but they feel obligated to. The third thing you can do, and this is something we talked about in the beginning already, is to really pause. You don't have to have an answer right away. Very often you feel like you can't say no right away. And that's okay. Like, really say, oh, let me check my calendar. Let me see what's going on. Let me see if I have the capacity for that. Make it okay to have a pause. You don't have to have an answer right away. If you feel uncomfortable saying no, then at least give yourself the room to think about it. Give yourself the time and the space to feel your energy first. And maybe you recognize, no, I actually want to go there. I know it's going to be draining to me, but it's still worth it. This is still an event I want to participate in. And maybe I'm going to keep it shorter, or maybe I want to talk to this person, but I'll find a way to limit the time I'm going to spend with that person. Or maybe it's something like, oh, yeah, it is draining, but it's still a win-win. Like, I want this. This makes me feel good. Or it could very much be the case that you recognize, no, if it's not a hell yes, it's probably a no. And so once you're in your own energy, once you're giving yourself the opportunity to detach from that person who's expecting your answer right away, that you can really tap into how you feel at that moment and let that person know. It might be much easier to say this after a while. You might want to answer them via email, via text, and that's okay. Like, some things don't even need a face-to-face interaction, and it's still not going to be rude. Take a step back, think about it, come to terms with what you want, and then communicate it. When you're saying no, you're breaking free of patterns of people pleasing that a lot of INFJs suffer from. I know that I used to be that person big time. I told you this many times. I was the person who always apologized, who always said yes. I wanted to make people feel good. I felt responsible for their emotions. So I know where this is coming from. Very often we feel this is actually part of our value. This is how we feel like we're worthy because we make people feel good. We are of service. And we're of service in an emotional sense, in a way of, I see your needs, I recognize your needs. Maybe some other people don't even see how much you're suffering. I can see it. And that's why I want to help you. And doing that makes us feel like a good person. It makes us feel like we're doing something that is worthwhile and that's bringing value. And the desire to do that in itself is nothing to be ashamed of. It's a human need. It's a great attribute. And wanting to add to society in small or big ways, it might be with your friends, your family, on a bigger scale, it does not matter, is not a bad thing inherently. But understand that you not saying no is keeping you stuck. It's keeping you from tapping into the best version of yourself. It's keeping you from tapping into a version of yourself who can actually help other people in a much bigger capacity because you're energized, your needs are being met, and you're the one who sets the tone. More than that, we so often feel misunderstood. We feel like people are not seeing us and we feel disconnected. People cannot see us if we're just mirroring what they want us to be. Give people the opportunity to see you while also making sure that you're at your best. And the more you practice this, the more it becomes your go-to thing and you recognize that you're not doing anything bad at all. It is not just a matter of protecting yourself. It's not just a matter of self-care. It's also the best thing you can do for the people around you. The people who value you, they want you to be good. They want you to feel your best. And you might say, oh, but if I do that, nobody is going to stay around me. Well, chances are, if you believe that you always had to say yes, how I used to think that, then the relationships you have in your life are probably based on the fact that you're saying yes to so many people, that you're putting 70% into a relationship and getting 30% back. And yeah, it might be very well the case that if you start saying yes to you first, that those relationships will crumble. But then those are not the people who belong in your life. And even if they belong, maybe they belong in your life at a bigger psychological distance, and that's okay. But we have to be the ones who start that process and making it a non-negotiable. And the only way this really works is if you practice it in real life. This is not about meditating on it, doing affirmations. Yeah, that's helpful. But what's best, what's bringing the biggest changes within you is if you apply it in the real world. So use the 3 strategies I talked about. Start the process. Even if it's slow, you'll see massive changes in your life. Remember, if you want to work on this together and make this a go-to thing, like really cement it into your mind while you're creating the life you always wanted, then join our amazing INFJ Epic Life Bootcamp. We launch October 26th. You can find the free poster in the description, a link to everything the bootcamp is all about, and you can also sign up for the waiting list to get access to the early bird prize. I look forward to seeing many new names in this live round, so I can't wait for this whole process to start. It's not that far out, so stay tuned. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Everything you might want to know, you can find in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then check out the video you see on the screen right now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.